there, I am Peter Soby alongside Dr. Richard Oelberger.
No, Richard Oelberger here.
Look at that, he's palming. Can you palm, Jordan?
My fingers are strong enough to fake it. Yeah.
Nice. And yes, we are here with Jordan Watkins. And we are on the Stanford University today. It's been a great day. We're sporting our Stanford gear, our hats. And but we are here with Jordan Watkins, number 75, defensive lineman with the Stanford Cardinals. And if you've watched the previous videos, we've heard about his high school career, his college career, his upcoming professional NFL football career. But, you know, we here at the Distill It with RichardListens show, we like to look at a 360-degree view of life in sports.
But we didn't even ask him if he has a sack dance.
Yeah, oh my God. That's right.
I mean, before we get to the rest of Jordan,
yeah.
Not yet.
It's funny though. There was for a while, so the Kansas State game, I actually recorded a safety, and I was so excited. You know, I put my hands above the head and everything, and so for a while there was a hashtag, like safety dance, and like my teammates were all just giving me stuff for it and everything. But yeah, no sack dance.
Okay.
No sack dance.
Okay.
Oh, but now I know if I want to put some music under this, the safety dance. So, but yes, outside of dances and football and all of that, you know, you are pursuing your master's in media studies right now.
Communications.
And what are your aspirations with that?
I've always thought that whenever I'm done playing sports or football in particular, as it turned out, I wanted to still be around sports. So I want to go into broadcasting. I've done some things already where we have like our student radio, KZSU, and whenever I have time in the off season, I'll call a few baseball games on the radio for them, and you know, I get a kick out of it with one of my good friends, Michael Peterson. I think there was actually for a while where I want to say for about almost 4 years, whenever we called a game together, the baseball team was undefeated.
Wow.
Which was, you know, it was pretty cool to keep track of.
That's totally cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And so, yeah, like I said, just another way to stay around sports even if I'm not playing.
Yeah, that's amazing. And Dr. Richard, maybe talk to him about kind of like, you know, the aspect that we always talk about on our show, athletes and making sure they pursue other things outside of the sport.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we're always trying to figure out that this discipline, this intelligence you have within you as an athlete, and how is that going to be transferred into other aspects, either during or after your career. You mentioned earlier when we were talking about the new technology and virtual reality. Is that something you're passionate of, or something that you think is going to tie into your work with the media?
I think that eventually virtual reality is going to tie into about everything.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've learned this quarter working in the virtual reality lab, helping the PhD students finish up their dissertations and things like that, is just all the different, there's so many different areas of life that we honestly don't even think of yet where virtual reality can help. But the examples and studies that they're doing in the lab have just taken me away, whether it be through like stuff going on in the environment, where they have studies that can help people become aware of some things and habits that we do. There's also things where like it's a empathy training, where this one's pretty cool. You can actually, they can give you an avatar of somebody else completely different, and when you turn around, there's somebody there, and depending on what your avatar looks like, you know, he can shoot racial profiling things, racial slurs at you, so you get, you know, what it feels like to be in somebody else's body.
Wow.
And yeah, it's just things like that that are going on in there, and it's amazing to be around.
That's a profound educational tool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think really, like, in spending all this time with you today and stuff like that, I mean, you are so well spoken, you're intelligent. I mean, you definitely, I could see a post-football career in broadcasting for you, totally.
I appreciate it.
So I think something fun to do here before we wrap up this segment of the video is Dr. Richard and I are just like a couple of Yashmos that are here visiting your Stanford University campus, and now we've got Mr. Broadcaster Jordan Watkins, and he's the guy doing the interview.
Oh,
so
man, on
I'm
spotlight.
going to let you I'm gonna let you do like your own little intro and
Okay.
ask us a couple of questions.
Sure. Well, hello everyone. This is Jordan Watkins here with the Jordan Watkins Show, and I have these two very distinguished guests here beside me. Distinguished in maybe ways that you don't necessarily know. We're going to go into the baseball world for a second because I have a Mets fan and a Cubs fan here.
Oh.
And so the Braves fan is going to ask you guys a couple of questions.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
So we're going to start with the Mets because that's one of my least favorite teams, of course.
Oh.
But
It's getting hot.
yeah, you're on the hot seat.
Yeah.
But just looking with how the Mets have been lately, you obviously have a great pitching rotation. Guys like Noah Syndergaard and DeGrom and Harvey. And even with the big free agent pickups and things like that, Cespedes is back. How long do you think the Mets and Nationals have before the Braves catch up to them?
Oh. Well,
We're going straight to it.
We're
Yes.
going straight to the heart. The Mets have this core pitching staff, so I do think that goes a long way until, at least for the next 5 years, to keep them in a very competitive position. But the Braves, you can never count out the Braves. One thing I've learned over the last 20 years, since their dominance in the 90s, is that they recruit well, they really do well, similar to the Cardinals, and having a great farm system and bringing in some veteran leadership to support that. And their management always really strikes me as exceedingly patient, even in this day and age where people usually want to win right now. Not that they accept the losing culture, but you can't keep the Braves down for a long time. So I'd say we'll give it 3 years that they'll be back fighting for the division.
A little fun fact for you, I actually visited Shea Stadium once before.
You did?
Yeah, so
did
that
you
was...
see the apple go up?
I did. I wasn't in there for a game, and even if I was, since it would be the Mets, obviously hitting a home run, I would not want to see the apple go up. But it was just cool because I know there's been a lot of great moments in that stadium for sure, and a lot of great players. I remember when the Mets had Beltran, and he just tore us apart. So
Yeah, it was sad to see him go.
Not for me. But you did mention the Cardinals, so we're going to switch divisions a little bit.
Okay.
Because they are obviously in the NL Central.
Yes, nice segue.
Yeah.
That was
But
beautiful.
thank you. But just thinking, obviously, a big year to say the least for Cubs fans last year.
Yes.
And depending on how much you follow the Cubs, how big do you think that just the atmosphere that Joe Maddon sets up as a very fun-loving type of manager with a very young roster, obviously, how much do you think that helped?
I think it was everything. I mean, I loved Rick Renteria before Joe Maddon, and I was looking forward to seeing what he could do with the team. But the moment that, the news came out that Theo plucked Joe as soon as Andrew Feinstein went to the Dodgers, or Feinberg. Anyway, as soon as Andrew went to the Dodgers and Joe became a free agent manager and we swooped in and got him all within 48 hours, it's like you just knew that it was magic, because we have all this young talent, and he's just so good working with talent and just keeping everybody happy, keeping everyone fresh. I mean, we won the World Series, and all of us armchair quarterbacks, it's funny, we're still questioning his use of Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, I love in all the interviews since then, he's just like, we've got a World Series ring. Why am I still being grilled about how I use Chapman?
Right.
It's like, but he was a difference maker. Even though we are loaded with talent, I don't know if we would have reached that pinnacle without Joe Maddon.
Right.
He really cultivated the young players and brought in veterans and supported his locker room.
Yeah, I think definitely one thing that you've seen with sports, especially with teams with younger rosters, is that you have to find that fine line of fun and business. And it seems like Joe Maddon, even when he was in Tampa Bay, because he led them to a World Series, he's found that good balance.
That's why in Richard Listens, we always talk sports, we talk education, but we also talk donuts.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, go nuts.
But
Just to keep the balance, but
Yes.
you can't have any for the next
No, I
30 days.
can't
no.
touch them.
and you know, and we always mention the Cubs always come up in the donuts, so now we got the donuts and the Cubs. Except this is not Distill It with Richard Listens. We are the honored guests of the
I'm
Jordan
sorry, I
Watkins
can't control it.
show.
I can't control it.
So Jordan, why don't you take us out?
Sure. Well, now that I think it's been a successful segment, and I think I'm proud to say we can fly the W on this one.
Yes.
So this is Jordan Watkins. We thank you very much for tuning in, and also thank you for everyone who supports going on through this process with Pro Day and beyond. I really appreciate it. And look out for these two on their segments to come. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.